excited to be here. My name is Christie Archer, and this is a knitting podcast. Well, mostly knitting podcast. Occasionally I'll throw in a little bit of this and that, but mostly it's a knitting podcast, and boy, do I have a ton to share with you this month. March was a super crazy month for me, so I am excited for this full episode. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and get ready. I am going to start off with announcing the winner of last month's giveaway. Last month, I decided to do a giveaway for one of my old style project bags and a hank of yarn in colorway Sweet Cheeks. And just before we started the podcast, or started filming, we did random comment generator, and the winner for last month's giveaway is Debbie Perea. So congratulations, Debbie. You gave such a wonderful, your comment was so fun to read. I really do appreciate it. So if you will reach me through my website, ChristieArcherDesigns.com, or you can contact me through YouTube. Let's connect. Let me get your address so that I can get these beautifuls into the mail for you. All right, last month's giveaway has been taken care of. I have decided that I'm going to do a giveaway every month. So if you didn't win last month, you have another chance to win, and I will give more details about that at the end of the podcast. So stay tuned for that. And I am really excited about this month's giveaway. It is just, I love it. So, all right, straight into FOs. I do have a good bit of non-knitted relating FOs from this month. And I wanted to preface that with the reason I have things that are not knitting related to share with you today. This past month we got a surprise visit from my son and daughter-in-law, and I say surprise, I had about a week to prepare. So during that time, if you are not familiar, I just recently moved into the house that we are in, and so I'm still decorating and things like that. So I quickly did some, the air turned off, yay. I quickly did some bedding things to go on the master bed and then one of my son's bedrooms. So I'm going to show you what I have done. None of these are complete. I literally had just enough time to get a few things sewn. There are no closures on these, so no buttons, but you can get the idea for right now. So this is a 26-inch Euro. I have 12 pillows on my master bed, and I have 3 26-inch Euros on the back of the bed. And my bed is a linen upholstered bed frame. So it's the linen upholstered, and then I have this is 100% cotton canvas, ticking stripe in black and white, and you guys may recognize these from the inside of my project bags. I like black and white, and I like ticking. So that is what I have now on the back of my bed, and I will be putting 3 buttons down the back for closures, and the buttons will be these wooden buttons, and I actually have a bunch of them, and not all of them are the same on the front. I couldn't get enough with all of the fronts being the same, which is fine by me because I'm just going to be flipping them around and using the plain back side anyway. So these will be going on the Euro shams, and then from the Euro shams I have white pillowcases, and then in front of the pillowcases, so there's 3 standard pillows, and then I have 3 more standard pillows in front of that, and I made those cases out of Robert Kaufman, and this is the Essex fabric, which is a linen cotton blend, and I love this for decorating. So again, I will be doing 3 buttons down the front, and they will be the same buttons. So then I have those, and then I have 2 king pillows that are out of a white matelassé, and then I have a black and white gingham that is, again, a linen cotton blend, 1 accent pillow there in the center. So that is what I made for my bed. Now for my son's bed, his room is like black and brown and blue. So I got some more, the rest of this is all Robert Kaufman Essex. So this is all linen cotton. I would tell you the exact colors, but I ordered this so long ago that I literally do not remember. If you really want to know, I can go back and check my order history. But I also made, I made him a nice big throw blanket to go at the end of his bed. And I don't know if you'll be able to see or not, but I top stitched it in a denim looking thread. So it brought in the blue, and I was really pleased with that. So that is a throw that goes at the end of his bed. And then he has a full-size bed, so we have 2 26-inch Euros on the back of his bed, and those are out of this material, again, no buttons, and the wood on his bed is about this color, so I bought those buttons to go on his Euro shams. And I think that'll look really, I love the contrast of the color of these buttons. I really think that's going to be pretty. So, and then he has a bunch of pillows on his bed too, but these are his pillowcases. And I actually had a lot of fun. This was not a plan. This just kind of evolved. And so I took fabric from the Euro shams and fabric from the blanket and made this a patchwork kind of pillowcase. So I just thought that was a neat way of bringing in both of the fabrics. So I did that, and this one, instead of doing button closures, I did the brown top stitching once again, and then I did a zipper, a hidden zipper closure. So I'm very, very, very pleased with how this turned out. And then we have a couple of other pillows, but I didn't make those. Those were just ones that I grabbed off of Amazon. So that is the sewing that I did this past month. And that was a solid day's worth of sewing. But I take forever to plan things. So even though it only took me a day to do the sewing on all of that, it was quite a few days of, my kids laugh at me, but I lay fabric out, you know, across pillows and to kind of figure out what fabric I want to go where and how I want it to go. So it was several days of that before I actually started the sewing. So that was a fun, those were fun projects. I really enjoyed those. If you guys ever want sewing tutorials, this is what I used to do for a living. So if you guys are ever interested in that, let me know. I have a few sewing tutorials on my YouTube channel anyway, so I may add some more if you guys are ever interested. Okay, Sewing FOs out of the way, let's move on to my knitting FOs. With all of the knitting, with all of the sewing and company and all of that, that only left me with about 2 weeks of decent knitting time. So I only have 3 projects this month to share with you as far as FOs are concerned, but I'm really excited about them. So I'm going to start with this one that I designed, and this is, as you can tell, a very oversized style. And okay, the design element of this, because it is a top-down round yoke style. The sleeves are fitted, and it has about 10 inches of extra ease in the chest area. And then it A-lines out just a little bit. But what I thought was so fun, and I'm going to go back and do this again because this was my first go at this, but I did like a shirt tail kind of hem on it, and it's a little shorter in the front, longer in the back. But I loved that, I don't know if you can see if you can really tell, but it goes like across at the sides and then dips down, across and then dips down in the front. And I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. So I may end up writing this up as a pattern. I tend to knit faster than I can write, if you guys haven't been able to tell that yet. So this is knit out of 75-25 fingering, coffee shop and chimney sweep colorways. Not that it would totally matter because everybody's gauge is different, but I used US 4 and US 5 needles, 4 on the ribbing and 5 on everything else. So that is my first FO. That was the first one I finished. And then the second one that I finished, but I actually started it last. No, I'm gonna go with the one that I started before that. Okay, and I showed it last month as a whip. This is and again, I'm going to spell it because I do not know how this is pronounced. This top is called URA and then capital UE, but it's all one word. I'm going to put it in here somewhere so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is called a vest, but I'm going to be wearing it as more of a top. It did turn out larger than I had anticipated. So next time I'm going to make the extra small. The small works great as a vest, but since I'm not really planning on wearing it as a vest, I think I'm going to go down one size, and I think it'll have a nicer fit. However, that being said, I love the way this turned out. I did make a few modifications. First of all, this is done out of my Kalencia colorway. It is a non-superwash fingering. And this took 2 hanks, and I had a little bit left over, so that was really nice. This is the size small. The modifications that I made was when it got to okay, well, first of all, the way it was written, it's top down. You do the neck opening, and then you do your right shoulder, and then you knit across, and then you create your left shoulder. And then from there, you knit the back down to the arm opening, and then you switch to the front, knit down to the arm opening, join together, and knit in the round down. So that is the construction method. The instructions for the way the edge was finished off was not intuitive. I had to continuously look at the instructions. So I actually, which this kills me because I'm such a perfectionist, but I actually have a stitch on the back that is messed up. And it's, I don't know if you can see, but right here it kind of dips in. Let's see. Can you see where it kind of dips in a little bit right there? Because the instructions were just so weird to me. Like I said, it was not intuitive. I ended up messing up. So I've got a messed up stitch on the back. I tried to block it out, but it didn't. But I'm hoping that small little, it's in the back. I won't see it, so hopefully it won't bother me. So anyway, all of that to say that when I did the front, I simply did a 2-stitch slip on each end, and it gave me the same exact results as the instructions gave. So when I did the front, I just did the 2 slip stitches on each end. When I got to the end of the row, I would slip 2 stitches with the yarn held to the wrong side. So when I was knitting the right side, I would knit across in pattern, and then I would slip the last 2 with the yarn in back. Then when I turned to work across the wrong side, I would slip these last 2 stitches with the yarn in front, which would be to the wrong side. Gave the same exact look. It was so much simpler, and I was able to fly through the front, whereas the back, there was so much thinking that it took me a lot longer to knit the back. Okay, so that modification. Then, where it joined in the round, it had you immediately going into the stockinette stitch. I did 2 more rounds in the top stitch pattern, and I felt like that gave a better transition here. Also, there was a weird construction for me. Other people may not find it odd, but the construction, the instructions for this had you crossing stitches back and forth, and I was able to do it. I just felt it was kind of pointless. So when I got down here, it was the same thing. I just omitted that. I just joined in the round as normal. So then the last edit or modification that I made was my hem, the hem style, and I'll put a picture in here somewhere of the style of the way the hem was supposed to be done. It was done where it, with short rows, where it kind of angled in the front and the back, and the front was shorter than the back. I just did standard, a standard split hem there, and I'm very pleased with the way that worked out. So that is the URAUE pattern. So that is my second FO. Now my third FO, oh, I'm wearing it. I went to pick it up. So this is my third FO, and this is a style that, this is a design that I have created, and I am so in love with it. So I'm going to stand up and let you guys get a full view of this. Okay, so this is a top-down construction. This is just a basic halter style top. Again, if you've watched my other podcasts, you will know I prefer simple classic styles. So this is a very simple look. The construction, I will not rate, most of my patterns I rate for beginners and up. This one, the construction for the shaping here might be a little confusing to beginners, so I would not recommend this one for beginners. But once you're beyond the neck shaping, and then in the back I've raised the neckline and done the shaping as well. So again, would not recommend this for a beginner, maybe an adventurous beginner. If you just take it one step at a time, you would be good. But anyway, I did a 1x1 really wide hem. I did a 1x1 rib real wide panel down the side that moves straight into the hemline. And I did a 2-stitch slipped, just a I-cord type edging on the splits. And again, 2-stitch slipped edging here. This particular one, I did make ones right and left for the increases. I am in the process of writing this pattern because I was just too excited about it. I'm going to sit back down now. I'm rewriting it, but I decided, since this is a summer top, I decided to do yarn overs for the pattern that I'm actually writing, and I'll show you that because it's actually a work in progress. And I really, really, really am excited about the way the yarn overs are working for this. So this is my third FO, and it is definitely going to be a pattern that is going to be written and ready for testing very, very soon. I am thrilled with the way this one has turned out. Now, this one being my first one, it's a little bit big. Again, it fits a little bit more like the Colencia top that I just showed, and I really think it needs to be up a little bit higher under the arms, and it's just a little bit big for the way I will be wearing it. So my next one I'm sizing down a little bit and we'll adjust everything. So anyway, that is my third FO. So now, are you guys tired of me yet? I know I've got a lot going on. So those are all my FOs. Oh, no, I did have 2 more FOs, and again, I think I'm going to throw up a picture of what I have done. When we moved, we got rid of our bedside tables, and I wanted, my bedroom is now going to be in tones of white, a lot of white going on. And so I wanted white bedside tables, but I wanted them to be real wood. I don't like any of the particle board and MDMF and all of that if I can avoid it. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with IKEA, and they have a 3-drawer dresser, which is really, really tiny, and most everybody uses it as a nightstand. So I bought 2 of those, and they're made out of pine, and I painted them solid white, and I went to Hobby Lobby and got some of the cutest hardware to go on them. And if you guys have noticed, my nails look horrible, and these dressers are wide. So I got 2 of them, and for my dresser, I did little cup, they're wrought iron look, cup handles, and they have a floral type embossing to them. Really, really, really cute, and they're heavy duty. I love the weight of them. So I've got that on mine, and then, oh, and if you're not familiar, the Rast comes with 2 knobs on each drawer. So I filled those in with wood filler, and so now I just have the one handle on each drawer. And so since those were kind of feminine, I didn't want to do that on my husband's bedside table drawers. So I got him some really cool, once again, Hobby Lobby wrought iron, and they are like the handles that, it's like a ring handle, but it's not a ring. It's just the squared off kind of handles that lift up, you know, they're movable. I'll put in pictures. So anyway, I did that on his. And then also, I wanted to do the tops, I wanted to add to the tops. So because they're kind of narrow, they're only 12 inches deep. They're 16 inches wide and 12 inches deep. No, sorry, 14 inches wide, 12 inches deep. So I really wanted a little more space to the top of them than that. So I made some like farmhouse style. So I got, what is the wood called? I know it, where the planks are glued together, so it has, if you're looking at it flat, so it has a bunch of the little planks glued together, so you see the different planks. And then, so I did that, and then on the edges of it, I did, I finished them off with just little 1x2s. So glued all of that together, and then stained it with a real pretty stain. I think it was called, I'll put that down here somewhere. It was Hampton Cottage, that's what it was. It was Hampton Cottage stain, real pretty stain color. So I've done that, but I haven't attached the tops to them yet because I'm not really sure what I think about it. I may put pictures of it both ways, and you guys tell me what you think, with or without the tops. That might help me make the decision. So, so anyway, that was definitely a pretty major project that was involved, or those were involved. So that was it for my FOs for the month. All right, let's try whips one more time. Okay, so living in my Watercolor Wonder project bag, I have decided to join in with the huge craze of the Caddy Jacks Knit Along, the half and half triangles wrap by Pearl Soho. And I'm so glad I've decided to join this because it is such a fun knit. I mean, there are times you just want to sit in front of the TV and not think, and this is perfect for that. So, I do not really wear wraps or anything like that, but I wanted to join along, so I have decided to turn mine into a blanket. When I'm knitting, I sit in a chair beside, in my bedroom, and I like to have a blanket over my legs when I'm knitting, so I figured this would be absolutely perfect for that. Didn't want to use wool because I wanted something I could just throw into the washing machine and not think about. And I know non-superwash, you can do that, but I don't. I hand wash all of my wools. So I decided to go to Hobby Lobby. I wanted to get just 100% cotton. And while I was there, I found something that instead of 100% cotton, it is cotton, but it does have acrylic and polyamide in it. I found this yarn, and I'm so excited about it. This is Yarn Bee Blended Bliss, and it is, again, cotton, acrylic, polyamide, and I think it's like 56% cotton, 39% acrylic, and whatever polyamide. I fell in love with the look of this yarn. And the color selection they had was just so perfect. This is about the color of my bed. And this project, I wanted it to just be fun. So I chose colors that really, really, really make me happy to work with. I'm almost done with my first triangle, which is out of this, and I have loved every single stitch that I have made. This is colorway Smoke, and this yarn is, it has a color and then it has like a white thread running through it also, and this is a Z-twist. So I don't know if you are familiar with a Z-twist yarn, but all of the twists are done in the same direction, whereas with a normal yarn, your plies will be twisted in one direction, and then when they go back to do the plying, they twist it in the opposite direction. Well, with a Z-twist, everything is spun, so your individual plies are spun in one direction, and then they go back and spin the final thread, the final pieces together in the same direction. So when you knit with it, it gives kind of a pebbly, bumpy effect. It's not as smooth. I love the way it worked out. So this is, that is colorway Smoke. Let me show you my progress thus far. I have taken the Purl Soho numbers for the largest size. I added an additional 10 stitches, I'm pretty sure, and then my gauge is larger than what is suggested. So when this is done, it should be about 56 inches wide, which I think is a really good number for just a little lap blanket. So on my Chalgu needles, I have done this much work. So this is the side length here, and this is where my marker is. That is how much of the triangle has been done. And as you can tell, I don't have a whole lot left of the, going up the side. I'm probably over the halfway point, which means I'm less than half on knitting. Because there's more knitting down at the bottom. So anyway, I am just about to finish up my second skein or ball or whatever you want to call it with, I don't know what these are called. I think these are called balls. So I'm almost done with my second, on to my third, and what I plan on doing, because I'm wanting to make this a blanket, I haven't 100% decided, but I'm going to be making the first triangle, and then what I think I'm going to do is take the balance, because I'm going to have a good bit left over of that third hank. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll have my triangle, and then I think I'm going to add up, straight up in this direction. So I'll be knitting back and forth at an angle. So I'll be decreasing on one side and increasing on the other so that it goes straight up. Before I add my second color, I will do the same number of rows with the second color before I start knitting back and forth to make that last triangle. So basically I'll end up with a rectangle where half of it is the second color and half of it is the first color. Does that make sense? I'll make notes on it on my project page once I get to that point, because I think that's going to be just a really nice looking blanket. I really do. So let me show you my second color, because I love the way the second color. This is same yarn, obviously, and this colorway, let's see. This one's a weird name. It's R-O, where is it? Where did the color go? Oh, there it is. R-O-U-G-I-R. It's color number 5. Not exactly sure how, Roger? I'm not sure. So this is the second colorway. It's a beautiful blush color, and it is not a color that's in my bedroom. But again, this is a project that I'm just doing for the fun of it. I just want this to be pure pleasure all the way. Most of my knitting is anyway, but this one especially. So this is my first whip that I have going. Anybody else joining in the Caddy Jacks half and half triangles wrap knit along? There are a lot of people out there. I was definitely inspired. Tara, a loop through a loop, was the first one that I saw doing it. And then I saw Leslie Friend, a friend to knit with. And I thought, you know what? And of course it's all over Instagram. And I thought, I have to do this. So that is a fun one. I highly recommend it if you haven't joined along. So my second FO is, I already talked about it briefly, it is this design that I'm working on through the second time around so that I can write the instructions as I'm doing it. And this is a quick spoiler alert. If you have not received your March subscription yarn from my shop yet, and you want to be surprised on the colorway, you might want to look away because I'm actually doing this project. I'm knitting in the March subscription colorway. If you're not familiar with my subscription, real quick, I do a one-time colorway each month. So it's the only time you can get this colorway, or the colorway that's done that month. That being said, this colorway has turned out so pretty that if you guys are interested, and this colorway, it ended up being it worked out so great for me. So I designed this colorway, and then I thought, with this top, I'm also going to be doing a cardigan. Surprise, surprise, I know. So next month's colorway, I already have it planned, and the two colors are going to be gorgeous together. That being said, if you want to get March's subscription and April's subscription, contact me and let me know, and I will work that out where I just ship both of them at the same time. So we'll figure that out because it is going to be gorgeous. All of that said, are you ready? This is the new colorway for the March subscription, and I have named it Little Sprout, and I am thrilled with it. And I'm not going to tell you about the color for April yet, but it is going to be gorgeous together. So, Little Sprout, and this is what I have done thus far on this top. So, excuse all of my yarns. I normally knit them weave them in as I go, but I've been having so much fun working on this pattern. So, these are what the yarn evers are going to look like, and I just love it. And these are my little progress keepers. I'm thinking of adding these to the shop. Let me get real close on that and see if you guys can see those. These are hand blown glass drops, and I have a lady do she hand does the little hooks for them. Anyway, this is a beautiful stitch marker, and it comes in a gazillion colors. I have all of them. So this is my second work in progress, and there's not a whole lot to say about it because I've already said it all about this. Oh, I did not mention previously, this is a non-superwash DK. So you talk about a fast project. I did every bit of this yesterday morning, or yesterday, the first half of the day. And that was with me stopping to write instructions and everything, so it would actually be a lot faster. This is an easy 2-day weekend project, no problem. And it is being housed. This is what I do with my bags when I'm working on a project. I fold them in half. But it is being housed in my gingham bag. Yay! Left my gingham bag. Can you tell I like gingham? Okay, that is it for my whips. Now, I wanted to talk about my patterns real quick, where they are in testing, coming up for testing, and things like that. So, just finished with testing, finished last month. I've already talked about that. Is the Party of 8 pattern. It will be released really, really soon, March absolutely exploded unexpectedly, so I did not get a chance to finish that. I haven't even touched that pattern the month of March, so I am going to get to it this month, and hopefully we'll have it released very soon. The second pattern that I have in testing, I have talked about in the past, so if you want more details, you can go to my my past podcasts. This is the Spring Fling cardigan, and this is a working title. I do not think it's going to be the finished title, but this is a top-down cardigan, has a very slight balloon sleeve. It looks bigger than it shows, or than it actually is, because the cuffs will pull out, so it's really not a huge balloon. But anyway, balloon sleeves. The pattern is written, it's top down, and then you pick up for the front band, neck band, front band, and then pick up for the sleeves and knit down. This pattern is currently, as you see it, it has 5 colors because I added a teeny tiny little stripe, but I wrote it for 4 colors or 2 colors or however many colors if you wanted to do 8 colors. I'm not going to go, well, I'll quickly go over the colors again. This is Lichen Lane, this is Sweet Cheek, no, I'm sorry, this is Matchmaker, this is Palm Desert, Lamb's Ear, and Berry Sweet Memories. This is all non-superwash fingering, my preferred yarn, as you guys know. This is currently in testing. I don't have enough testers at this point, so if you are interested, I will have a link to the tester form in the description box. And I have actually extended the test date to May 31st for this and all of the patterns I'm getting ready to talk about. So everything is open for testing. If you see 1 or 2 or 3 that you want to test, let me know. So this one is still open for testing. I'm still doing a testing call on that. My second pattern, and many of you guys are going to be happy about this because this one has been my most requested. I made a top, and I've shown it before on the podcast, and I had so many people saying, yes, we want this as a pattern. So this one is now ready to be tested. So this is a top-down round yoke, has a little bit of positive ease, about 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches of positive ease, and then has a lace border at the bottom, has a slight A-line, so it's a very flattering fit. This is, title is a work in progress once again, but I'm currently calling this my sea glass top because this colorway is my sea glass colorway. So this is a testing call that I'm doing. Again, it will end May 31st unless dates need to be changed, but I will have the link to this in the description box below. This is a testing call that has just started. So that is pattern number 2. Pattern number 3 is Good Vibrations. Again, I have shown this on the podcast before. This is a cardigan that I am super, super, super in love with. This is a top down, but the great thing about this, if you haven't seen my other episode where I talk about this, which was last month, there is no picking up for the front band or the neck. This is completely top down. I love this concept. So I'm doing the testing call for this one. This is done out of a fingering MCN and a a kid silk mohair. You could probably do a sport weight if you wanted to use just a merino. You could probably use a sport weight and be just fine with this, and that is definitely an option. But this is Good Vibrations, and this is the title for this one. The name for this one will not be changing. So Good Vibrations. The end date on this one is to be determined, because I think I'm going to wait and do this as an early fall release because it's the mohair. So I'm not pushed to get this one out anytime soon, but I am going to go ahead and start the testing on it soon. And the last one is this design, and the working title on this one is Little Sprouts, Little Sprout, because that is the colorway that I'm using. So if you are interested in testing Little Sprout, testing call, the link will be in the description box. And this one will end May 31st because I do want to get this one out as soon as possible for spring and summer. So that is it on my patterns. Okay, looking ahead, I am looking to do more spring and summer designs, tops, and I may throw in another cardigan here and there. So that is definitely coming up for the month of April for me. And then also continuing on with the decorating of the new house, I have some ottomans that go in the master bedroom to go with the chairs that are in the corners. So I am recovering those ottomans, and I've been looking at designs on Pinterest and everything, trying to get inspired, and I think I have found what I'm going to do. As you guys have heard me say in a previous podcast, I'm going to excuse the dogs. Sorry about that. I am going to keep it simple. My keep it simple, stupid idea, and it is going to be covered out of the same ticking stripe that I used for the Euro shams, and my bed frame has shiny silver tacks going all the way around the headboard, and I will be using those same exact tacks to tack the bottom of the ottoman to kind of pull it all together. So that is another project that I will be working on, hopefully April, but since I don't plan on family or visitors or anything anytime soon, that one could be pushed out a little further if I need it to. Some projects that I have queued up, I've had them queued up for a little while, so who knows if I'll get to these this month or not, but I wanted to share them with you. Okay, we're gonna jump back into my queued. I had to stop the camera for a moment. All right, so the first thing that I have had in my queue for a while, and I'm really excited about it. This is a design by Pearl Soho. I love their designs. They're just so classic and elegant. So this is a top that I am hoping to get made this month. This is the crisscross top by Pearl Soho, and it is just it has just enough interest. It's so perfect for me. It's a good silhouette, and I love the little twisted aspect to and I love the ribbing down the front, and then all of this is reverse stockinette, beautiful shaping to the shoulders and everything. And the back of it, which I don't have a picture of, the back of it actually goes up at an angle, and the straps attach to it, so it has almost like a dome effect to the back. It's a really neat pattern. If you haven't seen it before, and you like sleeveless tops for the summertime, I highly recommend that one. I think it's done out of a DK weight yarn, but I could be wrong on that. So that is the first thing that I am hoping to get done this month. The second one is a pattern I have had in my favorites forever, and I love this. So this is called Mackie, and it is by Amy Gunderson. And I don't know, I highly recommend you go and look at this if this is even a silhouette that would work for you, but again, sleeveless. But the amount of detail that is in this, the different stitches and everything, this is not a mindless knit, but I absolutely love the peplum. I know peplums are not as popular now as they were, say, 5 years ago. But I still love them. They're so figure flattering. And so this is a definite before summertime hits. This is a pattern that I will definitely be making. And that again is Mackie by Amy Gunderson. All right, another one that I'm considering, and you'll start to see a theme here with all of these. This again is a sleeveless top. This is it's a Shibui Knits pattern. It's called Nova by Shelly Anderson. And if I do this one, I am going to make some modifications. Overall, I love the look of it, but I think the front is a little too long. It hits past the bend in the leg at the hip, and to me that's too long. So I think I would do this, and I don't mind the back being longer, but I think I would take off quite a few inches front and back, and I would possibly take this side seam down just a little bit longer for me. But other than that, that is just a beautiful, beautiful design. So this is a very strong consideration. It is queued, and I might very possibly get this one done before, get this done sometime this month. Maybe May get that one done. But that is my looking ahead and my queued. I wanted to talk a little bit. You guys know I love fashion, or if you've been around here, you know I'm kind of obsessed with fashion. So I wanted to talk about the outfit that I'm wearing. I have some shoes picked out and a bracelet for this outfit, and I'm super excited about it. So I wanted to share those with you guys. These are, I wear a lot of Sperry Crest Vibe shoes. If you're familiar with Sperry, this is the Crest Vibe style. So I am, and I love a little bit of accent of animal print. So these are a pair of shoes that I want to get to go with this outfit. And this is a bracelet that I think would be just a perfect accent to this pale blushy pink. Well, it's not even super pale, but blushy pink color. I just think that'll be a gorgeous accent. So I will link these in the description box below. The shoes are not off of they're off of Amazon. So that means that they don't have a huge stock of them. They may or may not have them in your size if you're interested, but if you love them as much as I do, it's worth putting them in your cart and then saving them for later, and you can watch and see when they get them restocked. So yeah. Now, another pair of shoes that I have been looking at forever. I'm dying to get these, but I don't have anything to wear with them, so what have I got to do? That means I have to make something to go with these shoes, which I'm happy to do. These again are Sperry Crest Vibe, but look at that varsity stripe. How fun is that? And the navy blue, and I love Kelly green. So what I'm thinking is on these, I have a pair of chambray shorts that are about this navy blue color. I'm thinking about making one of these tops in a Kelly green yarn. And I just dropped my paper. I just think that would be so fun together. So the Kelly green, the chambray, and then the crest vibes and that varsity stripe, that would just be so much fun to me. So that's kind of some things that I'm looking at doing. And that leaves, oh, one little thing I wanted to show you guys. It's really not ready yet, but it's so cute that I wanted to go ahead and share. So we recently bought my daughter a Cricut machine. I can't remember if I've discussed this or not, but anyway, we recently bought her a Cricut machine, and she's making stickers, and she's going to start her own little Etsy shop and doing her, she's an artist, so she's drawing and making all of these sticker designs and then printing them and then blah blah blah, doing all of that. So she wanted to make something for me, and this is just so sweet. I absolutely love it. I drink out of these cups all the time, and I keep my water going all the time in these. And I had told her I wanted to do a monogram, get her to do a monogram. Well, she came up with the idea of doing my logo on it. So she made up the logo, or well, I sent her the logo, and she cut it out. And the reason we don't have it on the cup yet is we have to have an additional material to go over this so that it will transfer to the cup. So as soon as we get the additional material, this is going on my cup my sweet daughter made for me. So thank you, Fairy. So that is it now for this month's giveaway. This month's giveaway is going to be a lemon stand bag from my shop and the Goldilocks colorway, and this is a 75-25 fingering. So if you are interested in winning this giveaway, leave me a comment on, you know what, leave me a comment. I'm going to add pictures of the bedside tables. Leave me your opinion with the top or without the top. And you will be entered into this giveaway. So this will be for the month of April, and I will announce the winner in April's podcast. So I think that is it. I am so grateful to have this social connection with you guys. It's so nice to have a reason to make things, to talk about the things, not a reason to make things, I make them for myself, but have somebody to discuss all of this stuff with. So tell me something, another thing you guys can leave in the comments. Tell me your favorite summer pattern. And I am always looking for great summer patterns or cardigan patterns. Tell me what you have on your needles right now, or on your crochet hook, or under your sewing machine presser foot. What are you working on right now? Tell me all about it. I want this to be a back and forth conversation. That said, I will say that because this month was so crazy, I did not get to my comments. That doesn't mean I'm not going to. It is top of my list. I just had to get through this month. So if I have not responded to your comment from last month, my response is coming, I promise. And before April's podcast, I will respond to all of March's comments. So please talk with me, tell me what you have going. project-wise, and that is it for this month. I want all of you to have a fantastic month. Make each and every day a great one, and I will see you next month.